Hey everybody, here goes the first assignment. With the first assignment, I guess I'm going to pull up my web browser and just kind of talk with you a little bit about that. Um, Really and truly, the World Wide Web has really affected my life in a lot of different ways. It's the first thing I do in the morning. It's the last thing I do at night before I go to bed. I'm in on my phone in my bed. Playing on Facebook, checking the news. The internet is really an important tool for me as a journalism major and as a journalist. And in my internship this summer, which I'm doing down at the Rapid City Journal, um, one of the things that is very surprising about the World Wide Web and the invention of the internet for me was, I kind of had always realized that the military ARPANET was kind of, one of the areas where the internet was developed, but I never really realized that the science community was the one who people were the people who basically came together and created this sort of highway that allowed information to be passed from one computer server to the other, and going through those servers to get where that information needs to be. That was kind of an intriguing and interesting aspect that I'd never really realized before. I'd always thought that it kind of developed more along the lines from the military, and just kind of developed with the years. Some of the websites that play a major role in my life, as you can see, the first place that pops up is the Missoulian. For me, the Missoulian is the first thing I do in the morning. I check it and make sure things are, see if anything interesting has happened. Then I go into Facebook and check Facebook, and I try to keep in touch with a lot of my friends. There's my boss for the Kaiman for next year. And then I go in. Google is something that I use a lot, especially with my career, researching a lot of different things. I use Twitter a lot. The Rapid City Journal is right up there right now with things I use a lot right now, just because I'm working there and trying to stay on top of a lot of different things. I go to the Slate, which is a website, it's a blog type news website that's produced by the Washington Post. It's just it's like 500 words, for articles and longer blog posts, but you can get a lot from there. I also do a lot of different news organizations. You can see there I have local ones like the Great Falls Tribune, and even the Montana Kaiman, where I'm a news editor for next year, and I was a reporter this last year, and to like The Economist all the way over in London, and The Onion in Boston, and a paper in France too. I also tend to use Craigslist a lot. I love checking Craigslist. It's just kind of intriguing for me to see what's going on there and see everything. And some of the innovations that didn't exist before the internet that I use now, I would say a lot of social media websites. The old-fashioned way was to pick up the phone and call someone, to talk with them, and, to interact. I use a lot of Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, YouTube. YouTube is huge. No longer do I have to really go down to the local movie theater to necessarily find like what movies are playing, and kind of figure out what the movie's about. I can go onto YouTube and watch the preview of the movie, and Netflix is another huge one that I use. I also use a lot of news websites, as I said, and another one is I use Amazon a lot. Amazon is one of my key things that I use, and I use Pandora a lot, so I don't have to use a radio, and I don't have to go with Amazon. I don't have to go shopping somewhere. I don't have to get up out of my house. So I do use quite a bit of those sites, quite a bit, that have really kind of transformed a lot of things for me. The integration of mobile technology and the World Wide Web has probably made my life a lot easier and a lot better, especially for me as a journalist. We're always about getting things rapidly done and getting things quickly and out to the public, and the best way to do that is through the internet. I mean, you look at Twitter, and Twitter is one of the best ways you can possibly do that. This is my Twitter account, and I'm following my journalistic Twitter account, and I'm following all these different sources and stuff, and it's so fast. 13 minutes, 44 seconds from the Daily Beast. It's one of the best ways to get things out there. And, I also love email. Email is one of the greatest things ever invented, in my opinion. It allows me to connect with just a ton of people, and just allows me to get ideas out there, and communicate with my editors, and communicate with my boss, and communicate with potential people who I might be interviewing, with a lot of my stories that I'm doing. And mobile technology has been great. I love my iPhone. My iPhone has just been amazing because I can be on the go, and if I am lost somewhere trying to find where City Hall is or something, or some building across town, I can just Google Map it, and it'll take me right there and give me directions, turn by turn directions. And um, even finding out phone numbers and things like that when I don't have a computer readily accessible. If I'm in the middle of a hayfield somewhere, doing a story, I can find out a number instantly. So I definitely love mobile technology, and really I love the internet. It's made life a lot better for me as a journalist, and I think it's made my life a lot easier, so I don't have to necessarily go into town all the time and you know try and find things to do. I can just go onto Facebook and check with my friends, or go onto Twitter and see what they're up to, and then know where things are happening. So I guess basically that's kind of my wrap up of the first assignment.